Lionel Messi's saga is one that has many layers to it, a saga that has been brewing now for several years. With news today that he's handed in a burofax stating his intention to leave the club, this on the surface is for a few reasons. First, he's not happy with the project the club is offering under new manager Ronald Koeman, and for years now, squad cohesion has been a massive problem, with shells of money being spent for players who fell below expectations or simply were a weird fit for Barcelona's system. Whether or not they were given enough time to show they were capable is an argument, but signing the likes of Coutinho and Dembele for a combined €225 million has yielded little results. While these signings get the headlines because of the fee, several of the mid-tier transfers like Malcolm, Paulinho, Paco Alcacer, and Nelson Semedo for around €30 to €40 million also yielded either nothing at all or, in Semedo's case, inconsistent performances. President Josep Bartomeu and sporting directors like Eric Abidal and Roberto Fernandez failed to adequately transition out of the Pep Guardiola era, and an aging squad with the likes of Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, Ivan Rakitic, Arturo Vidal, and Gerard Piqué doesn't leave the club with clear succession plans. Some point to the youth and players like Riqui Puig, Ansu Fati, Carlos Alenia, and others, but selling a 23-year-old Arthur for another 30-plus-year-old midfielder in Miralem Pjanic creates more problems than it solves and shows that the process from the board is still not fixed. Secondly, Barcelona's failure to win the Champions League after 2015 with epic collapses against Roma and Liverpool led to scrutiny of manager Ernesto Valverde, but as we saw with Quique Setién, the board's policy with players and expecting any manager to come in and make the squad more cohesive was never quite going to work. As the failures in the Champions League continued to grow, the worse the relationship got between the board and the first-team squad. Eric Abidal put Valverde in between the squad and the board as he claimed Messi in the first-team squad was the reason behind Valverde's dismissal earlier this year, as according to him they weren't playing with great effort. This led to Messi, sort of out of character, to reply on Instagram telling Abidal to name names or be quiet. It's not that Messi hadn't done this before, as he's called out Barcelona's vice president Javier Faust in 2013 when he quipped it made no sense to keep giving Messi raises, but the growing frustration this time seemed different because of where the club was trending. In recent times, as the leader of the team, many of the failures of players like Griezmann and Dembele to adapt has been placed at his feet unfairly, but winning the La Liga and Copa del Rey titles often brushed aside these concerns. After several lackluster performances from January to March, including being knocked out of the Copa del Rey and losing El Clasico 2-0 to Real Madrid, the impending shutdown due to COVID created another serious issue: players' wages being cut. Messi again took to Instagram to say that the players were always on board with the 70% temporary reduction in wages, but the Barcelona board leaked that they were expecting players to take a cut even before they had negotiated with them. By this point, games were being played at the top, and those games, combined with the terrible signings that the board made, led to the situation that we face now. It's been no secret that Bartomeu is probably the most unpopular and overall worst president in the club's history, as the elections in summer 2021 were moved up to March with the likelihood that Bartomeu would not return. The club's growing debt and dire finances, as well as stupid incidents like Bartomeu allegedly hiring a PR firm to cover his image and smear others, has led to too much drama at the top of the club. Jordi Faré, a potential presidential candidate, filed a motion of censure recently to potentially hold an immediate election to remove Bartomeu. It's unlikely he would be able to get the required signatures in time, however, as the Messi saga seems to need to be resolved before next season begins. Toni Freixa, another candidate and former Barca board member, said that he was surprised and disappointed at how Messi was going about trying to leave the club, and that the club should hold firm to the €700 million release clause to keep him. This lies the problem. Even if Bartomeu leaves now, the rest of his team will still be running the club until March, and how can Messi have any confidence that the next guy elected will have a better vision of a winning project? Remember, not only is Messi fed up with the board, but club legend and respected voice Gerard Piqué said after the 8-2 loss to Bayern Munich, quote, "Changes need to be made, and I'm not talking about the coaches or the players," end quote. As soon as Messi sent in the burofax, Luis Suarez and Carlos Puyol both immediately supported Messi's decision, which tells you all you need to know about how they feel about the board. Sandro Rosel's chaotic departure and Bartomeu's treatment of club legends on the way out has been a sore point for Messi, as Dani Alves felt he was doing the right thing by exiting and sending the board a message, and when Ronald Koeman first took over, he immediately told Suarez he wasn't needed, and the phone call reportedly lasted less than a few minutes. With Suarez being Messi's best friend on the team, the disrespect towards him, no matter how past his prime he might be, sent the wrong message. Neymar's messy exit from Barcelona that dragged into court, and then their half-hearted attempt to try to re-sign him also left Messi thinking they didn't do enough to keep him.
La verdad que sí, que me hubiese encantado que venga Neymar, ¿no? Creo que entiendo a la gente que estaba en contra de eso y es normal por todo lo que había pasado con Ney, por cómo se fue y cómo nos dejó. Es normal y lógico que haya mucha gente que no quiera que vuelva, pero pensándolo a nivel deportivo, para mí Neymar es uno de los mejores del mundo y obviamente tenerlo en nuestro...
While financially this move might not have been possible, the poor signings and replacement have shown that they still can shell out big money just for the wrong players. Messi's contract, which expires in 2021, sees him have a release clause worth €700 million, which acts as more of a deterrent for any team thinking of signing him. However, when he negotiated this contract in 2017, he was able to opt out of his contract for free at the end of the 2019-2020 season, as long as he let the club know by June 10th. Barcelona insists that this is a firm date, but Messi feels that because this season got postponed due to COVID-19, that this date's intent was to be at the end of every season. Barcelona isn't budging and refuses to sell him for free, and wants more than what they got for Neymar at a bare minimum. Legal experts are split on whether or not Messi has a case, and if the past is any indication, this could be a very nasty situation. Some feel as if this is a power play by Messi to get Bartomeu to resign, but this to me doesn't make any sense because, like I stated, there won't be elections until March anyway, and from there isn't a guarantee that the next president will build a cohesive team around him for his later years. In a sign of dysfunction, Bartomeu offered to resign if Messi comes out and publicly states that he is the reason why this is all happening, he meaning Bartomeu. It's a clever PR trick that basically makes Messi out to be the bad guy. If Messi says this and stays, he will look like he has all yielding power of the club, which will make him look bad, and if he leaves, Bartomeu can turn around and say, I offered my own job for him to stay, and he just wanted to leave for his own reasons. He's unlikely to resign because the next president can sue him for the debt incurred by the club, and thus a portion could have to be paid out of Bartomeu's own pocket. It's hard to believe that a man who has been at the club since September of 2000 as a 13-year-old may see his career at Barcelona end with a messy legal battle. Just recently, Bartomeu and the board stated that they will not sell for less than the €700 million price tag and will not meet with Messi unless it's to discuss a new contract extension. While Barcelona was a big club before him, the reason for their global prestige in the present is almost all due to him and Ronaldinho. I won't go as far as to say that they will turn into AC Milan without him, but just keep in mind what they were immediately before he debuted and the squad that he would be leaving behind once he leaves. The links for Messi, if he can find a way out, are to Manchester City or Paris Saint-Germain, but PSG to me isn't a realistic option as they have so much tied up in Neymar and Mbappe. He wants a solid project that Man City is able to offer him, and a reunion with Pep Guardiola. Journalists Alfredo Martinez and Marcelo Bechler have both stated that Man City is his first choice, and don't be surprised if you hear Man City publicly deny interest until the deal is done. The Barcelona connection runs deep, with Pep Guardiola as manager and Ferran Soriano and Chiqui Begiristain as the CEO and director of football. They don't want to poison their ties with their old club and region by being seen as the ones who, quote, stole Messi away, which might happen if Bartomeu's PR spin targets them. Soriano was the former VP of Barca when Messi made his debut, and the fit here could not be more perfect. It gives Messi the chance for the last dance with Pep, and another chance to win the Champions League before he retires. It all comes down to how much City have to spend for him, and if Barca will let Leo leave at all. If he leaves, it's surely to the Premier League and to Man City, and he already has his national team best friend, Sergio Aguero, there for a quick acclamation. It's truly a stunning development that Messi would not finish his senior career as a one-club man, which he has repeatedly stated he always wanted.
La gente sabe muy bien que yo jamás me quiero ir de Barcelona. Si alguna vez me tengo que ir a Barcelona va a ser porque me echen o no porque haya decidido yo, ¿no? Así que estoy muy tranquilo y siempre ahí y la gente lo sabe que...
But stunning incompetence from the board, Bartomeu, and a weird mixture of aging veterans and a talented but not refined youth has seen the situation turn dysfunctional around him. Messi's loyalty only ran so far in the end, and I'm sure deep down he wants to rectify the fact that Barcelona finished trophyless for the first time in 13 years. But at 33, time is running out, and his lack of trust in the board to fix the situation means that he's actively seeking the Barcelona structure of old, which in this case just so happens to be in the northwest of England with a club of sky blue shirts. It's the send-off he deserves, and one that very few believed would actually be possible.